everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Motorsport Manager with the Phoenix Knights Racing Team. Here we are, just about to start the race weekend here at Vancouver in Canada. In the last session, not so good at Phoenix. Not so good. Bit of a strategic disaster. Despite that though, Sundin clawing 5 points for the team, so all was not lost. Right, we start today's session right at the race weekend. I've done all of the behind the scenes stuff off camera, not on purpose. I did actually start recording it, but I absolutely, completely, utterly screwed a couple of things up in terms of the commentary. I made a couple of it took ages to pick the parts out and things, and I thought, you know what, I'll just paraphrase what I did because I took far too long. So yeah, in terms of the car, we are designing new parts. If we go to the fit part screen, you will see that we only had 10 days, a quick turnover it was. We've actually crafted some decent rear wings. We can't use the better ones just yet because we don't have the reliability, but we are at least using the average one that we created at the last session. So Sundin's using that, Valdez is using that, and now he's not happy because he doesn't have the best car. If you focus on your driving and instead of other things, Valdez, you might have got the parts, but to be quite honest with you, this season you have just been absolutely not with it. So yeah, next race hopefully we'll have the benefit of 2 really good new rear wings. And in the meantime now, we are also focusing on improving our brakes to get another set of brakes that we can use, because we can't use these ones. So we're going to get a set of brakes that we can use because we are focusing 100% on improving the car during this season, because we are pushing to win the Constructors' title this time around. So that is the car as it stands. If you look at the car screen, you can see that due to the rear wings that we have, we are now up into the 6th position in terms of the wing quality, the rear wing quality, which is good. Should help us when we get our best wings applied, just not yet. Anyway, the Racing Vancouver, the weather report says it's going to be cloudy, which means there could be variable weather, which means hey, right up Brian Potter's alley. We like a bit of variable weather. We have a forecasting centre and might be able to make some decent strategic calls, so we welcome rain. We're doing our rain dance. So before we dive into the session, let's meet a team. Now, we've seen Ozu, Garuda, Kruger and Eastwood. Now we go to the Team Kirov. Why not? There they are, that's McNeil. Team Kirov, turquoisey, pale turquoise and red car, very strange. Hailing from Russia. So yeah, they have the 5th best car. They have the 6th best drivers. Their headquarters is a bit of a state. Their staff members aren't too, well, 4th best. Not bad. Sponsors are, do they have any? Yeah. Their drivers, okay, they've got Costa, who's 3-star. We can see his stats, and he's actually, that's a pretty decent 3-star, and he has potential to improve. So he's potentially a good driver for the. Although he is 30, so how much is he going to improve in like 2 or 3 years before he retires? Has he? I don't think he's been developed as well as he could have been. Nightingale, 3-star. She's 24. Not much room to improve. Actually, not bad drivers really. Yeah, got a few weaknesses here and there, but all round I think they're quite decent. Their staff members, well, yeah. Need a little, yeah. Actually, she's not bad. High reliability, good concentration, slightly below average pit stops, but that's workable for the European Racing Series, I suppose. Not for this higher echelon of motor racing, though. So there you go, 51% mountability. All in all, a run-of-the-mill kind of average team. Nothing spectacular, but we'll keep an eye out for them. It's Costa and Nightingale in the turquoise and red car. Right then, to the race. What do we do? I think despite the fact that we didn't even qualify above 7th last season, we're still going to play it safe. Last race, sorry. We're still going to play it safe and pick 7th or above. I think it's the most achievable now. And fingers crossed we can get a bit of rain today. Off we go. See you in qualifying. Alright, so qualifying is about to start, but we won't take a look at this because really doesn't have any bearing at all on the comparative speed that we have, because we filled the tanks to maximum and improved the performance of our soft tyres and our race trim. So we had a full tank of 12 laps of fuel, so that's why we were so slow. This is going to be an interesting race, and I'll explain when we get into qualifying. I'm not seeing much rain here. Practice was sunny as hell and quite warm. Qualifying looks sunny and cloudy. There's no rain in sight. This is bad for us. Anyway, the reason this is going to be an interesting race is this is a 19-lap race, which on the face of it looks like a nailed-on two-stopper. However, this track is very short. Only 1 minute and 5 seconds. Probably quicker than that in a qualifying run to finish the lap, and therefore it's very, very short. So those 19 laps are really going to fly by. So I'm thinking that's probably going to make this race a one-stopper, just in terms of actual length of the stint, in terms of mileage. These tyres, the ultra softs, can't do 9 and 10 laps for a one-stopper, but the soft tyres can. So I have thrown all my eggs into one basket here, and I have focused solely on raising the performance of the soft tyres. So our qualifying is going to be a bit slower than normal because we don't have the ultra soft tyres maxed out, but we do have these super softs for the race, so that we can one stop and have extra performance boost for the tyres for that stint, for that strategy. So it's going to be interesting. Other computer drivers, the AI drivers, are they going to one-stop? Are they going to two-stop? We're going to go for a full-out one-stopper. Is it the right thing? Is it the wrong thing? I don't know. All of these tracks are new to me. It's completely blind. Until you've raced on them, you don't know what the best strategy is going to be. I'm relying on it being a one-stop strategy. But for the qualifying, it will be the ultra softs for both drivers, and we just got to pray that we get as high up the grid as we can. Now, the other thing about this track being so short is it's going to be very, very, very congested on the track. So getting clear air on your qualifying runs is going to be very difficult. So we might actually have to do more than two just to try and drop lucky with clear air. Now, ordinarily, I don't go out straight away because the track is completely low grip, but we really got to get three qualifying runs in just because of the pure congestedness of this track. So Sundin will go out, then Valdez will go out pretty much the same time. We've just got to hope that we drop lucky in terms of where we feed into the traffic on our hot laps, because there's no way you can kind of plan for this to happen perfectly. But we'll see how it goes. Whew, this is going to be a very interesting race weekend. Qualifying is going to be a bit hectic. The race itself, we don't know how we stand with the strategy. All we are doing is praying for rain. I really want to see rain here. I really do. It would make things a little bit easier for us, because that would dictate how many stops we make. Right, the tyres, the brakes have been massively overheated. But Sundin has fed out in perfectly clear air, and Valdez has been blocked, which has completely and utterly ruined his time. So he's going to definitely be very slow. Sundin, on the other hand, she's got clear air, she's fed out quite nicely. So this should be a relatively quick lap, although the track grip is low, but it's a marker. She's setting down the marker. That's all she can do at this early stage of the qualifying. Look at the Valdez, he's completely hampered massively. Right, there we go. Qualifying, boom, over the line. She gets a 1 minute and 2.2. Somebody is already going faster. Valdez is almost a second slower due to the traffic. Okay. Sabardo, half a second quicker than Sundin. This shouldn't be a surprise for us because, as I've said, we haven't got the full performance boost to these tyres, so we expect our qualifying to be a little bit weaker than normal. We'll be happy with Sundin to get a top 10 qualifying. Valdez, God knows where he's going to feed out. 15th? Possibly? It's going to be tough. We've just got to hope that some of our rivals, like Fox, like Fiore, that they get bogged down in traffic. That's all we can hope. We're literally going to just do 3 back-to-back qualifying runs here and just pray to feed out nicely. That's all we can do. Just going to absolutely 3 back-to-back qualifying runs. Just hoping to feed out at some point in clear air. Fiore has got pole so far. She's managed to find clear air. She's 4/10 faster than Sabardo. She is 1 second faster than Sundin. That is quite concerning. I mean, another thing is with the automatic managing of the temperatures, the brake temps are really suffering. Although this time they're not quite as hot, but they're still a fair way off the green zone. Anyway, Sundin has fed out once again in clear air. Valdez, he's on his... Oh, she hasn't. She's been blocked. She's been blocked. Valdez has clear air this time, so he's got the better second run. Sundin probably won't go faster, although she has passed the car by the looks of it. We'll see. How does she fare? She's only a 10th down on pole position time at the first split. She's 3/10 down at the second. She's actually going quicker. Despite the traffic, she is going quicker. Here she comes. She's coming across the line now. Sundin for a second start, second qualifying run. She gets 7th. She's gone 3/10 quicker. And Valdez is up to 10th. He's gained a few tenths also, so not bad. We're moving up the field in the right direction. We do have time for one more. Right. Let's get in this zone. Let's get in this zone. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Come on. Do we wait for the track grip to increase even further, or do we just go out now? We've got like a good minute before we have to really go out again. I think we're going to wait till the end. You can really wait quite late here because it's such a short lap. Right. Oh, quick. There's a car coming. Right, she's off. She's out of there. We're hoping the cars ahead of us are going to come in. We're hoping that they're on an in lap and not on a hot lap. Right, this is the final qualifying run. She has a car ahead of her. Who is it? It's car number 5, who is on a hot lap at this moment in time, which means he will be on an in lap when we are on our hot lap, which is not good. Valdez has got car number 20 ahead of him, who is on an in lap at least, so he'll get out of the way. So he's not looking good. Sundin, she's 4/10 down in the first sector. That is not a good time. Valdez, he's 4/10 down and a car ahead of him. I think we have got as good as we're going to get. Yeah, she's not going to do it. She's 6/10 down at the second sector. He's a second down. No, we're not going to improve. So 7th place and 13th, which is roughly round about what we usually expect. Sundin has managed to get the sponsor objective, so that's a big thumbs up. And Valdez usually finishes about half a second down on Sundin. He's actually 6/10 down today, but that's roughly where we've been qualifying throughout this season so far. So we're on par really, nothing to be concerned with really. Because it's the race where we tend to come alive. And if our one-stop strategy works out well, we could be in for a good day. But we're going to keep our fingers crossed because we do not know what our opponents are going to do. We do not... Yo, yes! Yes! We got rain! We got it rain! I've never been so glad to see rain. Coming from somebody that lives in the UK, that is definitely something that we shouldn't be welcoming. But yes, we've got rain. Right. First of all, we're going to check the weather report. It's going to rain, and it's going to rain till round about lap 6. So our first stint will be an intermediate stint, and then we'll come in for dry tyres, which is actually not really going to help us too much. We are going to be using Are we going to be using super softs? Because when we come in at lap 6, we can't do 13 laps, so we're going to have to do a 2-stop strategy, which means we're going to have to use the ultra soft tyres rather than the super soft. So we're not going to use the super softs today. So we'll go for ultra soft and race trim. We won't be using the super softs because we're not going to be one-stopping it. Never mind. Car setups are fine. We need to sort the fuel out. Right, we're going to be... So we've got the right tyre on. Inters, yeah. We're going to be fueling it till I'd say we take it to lap. Sunday's going to be a bit more conservative and take it to lap 7. I think Valdez might be a bit more aggressive and come in earlier, change earlier when the track is still slightly damp. She'll wait for it to dry out completely almost. So she's playing cautious as normal. Valdez playing a bit more aggressive, and he'll come in a lap sooner, hoping to get that transition just right. So he'll come in lap 6, she'll come in lap 7. That might, yeah, we'll try that. Okay. Oh, this is going to be such a, this is going to be a race. I can feel this is going to be a good race. I can feel it. This is going to be a good one. The only thing is, the weather, I'm hoping it's going to rain later in the race. If it just rains for this first 6 laps and then remains completely dry, we're not going to really get much advantage because the AI drivers will just do exactly the same as we're doing, so we're not going to gain much from it. We need there to be some kind of weather change later in the race, which we can use our forecasting centre to get a bit of an advantage. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Fiori and Vidal locking out the front row for Chariot Motor Group. This is a team that we are battling for the constructors with, so this is not good for us. Fox in the MRT, she's in 3rd, Sabado in 4th. It's the same old faces up the top. Navarro, Woodford, Sundin in 7th. She has got this position on lockdown. This is where she usually qualifies. Marino in 8th, and then we've got to go some way further back to get to Valdez, who's in 13th position, but all is not lost. Right, here we go. This is going to be a good one. The lights are on, and then they're off. We're off and racing. Come on, Sundin. Come on, Valdez. We need some points today. Chariot Motorsport Group, whatever the hell you call yourselves, we need you to muck up. Everybody on intermediate tyres, as you would expect. And Sundin has dropped to 9th. Valdez is in 14th. We're just going to fight our way through the melee and see where we see where everything pans out. And Sundin has dropped 2 positions to 9th. This is not a good start for Thundering Sundin. She's going to have to do some passing, and this track seems to be quite twisty, quite tight. It's short. Passing is going to be very difficult as she almost goes off the track. And she's now lost her position again. She's looking like she's going to get overtaken. This is certainly not what we want to be seeing here. She is dropping back. In fact, Valdez is almost passing her. What the hell am I seeing? And somebody's off. Somebody is off. It's Leclerc. Look at this. Valdez is passing Sundin. Look, he's trying to run her off the road. This is too much for Potter to witness. He's turning his head. Just don't knock each other off. Valdez is in 9th now. He has a slightly lighter fuel load, but for whatever reason, Sundin is just not... Oh, she's now passed him. A bit of a locking of tyres, a locking of brakes. She's now back on pace, but she's got a lot of work to do. She's in 9th and she needs to work hard. Okay, now she's moving up the field. She's beginning to get warmed up now. Perhaps she's not quite the rain master. Oh, she's now... Oh! She's making up 3 positions here in one corner. And there's a locking of tyres. Oh, everybody's locking their tyres. is it, Valdez? Excuse me. Valdez has just swooped around into 6th. Can you believe it? Valdez is storming here. Perhaps is this the race where Valdez's championship finally comes alive? We're going to be following Valdez now. Sundin is letting us down. I don't think she likes the rain. That's the only explanation. She doesn't seem to like the rain. Right, here we go. She is in 9th position. She's got a lot of work to do, as Valdez has got two more laps before he comes in for his scheduled stop. It looks like it's going to be dry for the rest of the race. So the timing of this stop is crucial. If we can get this stop timed right, we might gain a few seconds on our opponents. If they stay out too long on the inters, or if they come in too early for the dries, we might get a bit of a leg up. But I've got a feeling they're going to have it sorted. Right, Valdez. This is your this is your in lap, so let's make it a good one. The track is still very wet. I think for Valdez this may be a lap too soon. It might be Valdez that's actually suffering as a result of this, which is very bad news. Right, we're gonna go we'll go for a quick stop, just because I think we're gonna struggle on the tyres. Oh, this is bad. This is a lap too early for Valdez. He was taking the risk and hoping that the track would dry relatively quickly, but I got a feeling it's probably not going to dry quick enough. And he's the one that's most likely to get points at the moment. Right, Sundin. Right, the track is going to start to dry from this point forward, but is it going to dry quick enough? That's the question. Valdez is hoping so. He's hoping so. I think this is a lap too early personally, but we took a bit of a risk as Valdez enters the pits. We need a perfect pit stop. We need a perfect pit stop. No questions asked. We need a perfect pit stop. The track is drying relatively quickly though. So here he comes. He's coming out into traffic. Right, Sundin is coming in. She's coming in for her stop. She's going to have to do roughly the same amount of laps just because we don't want to be stacking the cars. So, dry tyres. That many laps of fuel. She's pushing. Got to watch the fuel. Let's have a look at Valdez's pace compared to the other cars on inters. He should be a bit faster now. He should be faster at this section of the track because the track is now pretty much bone dry, so he should be faster than the inter drivers at this moment in time. So he may start to gain. Here's Sundin. Look at that. He's made a massive jump. Yeah, he has. He has. And the computer drivers, they are staying out another lap on inters. They're stretching it for far too long here, unless they're going to one stop, which they might try and do. Valdez is flying here. He's going to have to push. If the AI drivers are going to be looking to stretch this to a one-stopper, we need to make sure that we are pushing as hard as we can at this moment in time. We need to get past quickly. We need to make use of our lighter fuel load. So Valdez is up into third. Second place is Costa. Third place is Sundin. This is touch and go. This really is touch and go. This looks good for us at the moment, but I have no clue as to what the other drivers are going to be doing. Sundin's rear wing, as we've seen, is a bit ropey. Look at these guys. They're still in the pit. They're still in the pit. Their strategy, I don't know what strategy they are using here, but it is not good. This is not good for them. It's great for us. It's not good for them. We're just going to go medium here. The guy in second, Costa, he's pretty quick. But we have Valdez in first. Sundin also is going to just take the heat off the engine a little bit. just because of that rear wing. The tyre temperatures are fine, the track temperatures are very hot in fact, but that should be okay. We've only got a couple more laps to do before we come in for a second and final stop. We have to pray to God that everybody else has to pit again. The tyres can do 11 laps. The soft tyres can do 11 laps. That is the only thing worrying me. But I mean, Fiori's 53 seconds behind. We can do a pit stop and come out ahead quite comfortably. Where's Fox? She's doing quite well, she's 5th. Where's Sabardo? Sabardo is all the way down in 16th. So we are in a real good position here. A real good position. Sundin in a bit of trouble. She's surrounded by other cars, but Valdez has this race under control at this moment in time. If everybody else is two stopping like us, Valdez is in the lead of this race on merit. He's passed Sundin on the track. He almost rammed her off the track. For whatever reason, he has just come alive today. All these catastrophes that have happened with pit stops, you know, I think they've jolted him into action. Right, one more lap. One more lap on high and attack. It's the in lap for Valdez. He needs to make this work. He needs to make this work. So here we go. He's on a flying in lap, hoping to get as much time ahead of his rivals as possible, just in case they are only one stopping. But I've got a feeling that there might be two. They might be two. I've got a feeling, sneaky suspicion, we might be okay here, as he's 7 seconds ahead of Costa and pulling away. Here he comes. Holy cow, I almost forgot to pit him. That would have been flipping catastrophic. We're not going to go for pushing on the last lap. We're just going to go for balanced pit strategy. Please do not miss pits. Oh! No, 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 please. No, 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 no. I don't believe it. I do not believe this. I could put my fist through the screen. I could put my fist through the flipping screen. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Her rear wing is looking like it's ready to drop. His front wing is knackered. Oh, I don't believe it. Why is it always Valdez this happens to? This is the 5th consecutive race where he's been screwed. He's either screwed himself by crashing or we screwed him up. I'm absolutely furious. Absolutely flipping furious. Ah dear. The next question is, are these guys going to come in for another stop? I don't know if they are, you know. I don't know if they are. They may have just stretched that interstint for another couple of laps and they're one stopping. Costa is in first, Fox is in second, Sundin is in third. She has the quicker tyres on. Their tyres are going to be worn towards the end of the race. I mean, his car condition... I don't believe this. I think he would have won this race. I think he would have won this race if we'd have got him in the pits on time. Oh. Right, I know the car condition here isn't marvellous for the rear wing, but we really need to pass Fox. We're going to have to go for it with Sundin. Second place wouldn't be a calamity if we can salvage us. She's coming in the pits. We don't have to. We don't have to. She's coming in the pits. What about Costa? He's pitting as well. Push, Valdez. Everybody's pitting again. Push. You might be able to pick up some points. Why is it so far away? Just keep pushing, Valdez. All is not lost. As Sundin is in first position. She's in first position by a country mile. Oh, she's got part problems, but she's conserving now. She's conserving tyres. She's conserving engine. This should hopefully last. As long as it doesn't fly off the rear wing, she should be okay. Valdez is pushing as people come into the pits. Can he salvage some points here from this catastrophe? He's in ninth. He's in ninth. It's going to be touch and go. No, he's in 10th. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do to get some points here, but he's not going to stop him from trying as he swoops around the inside. He's into 8th. Come on, Valdez. Come on. It's all not lost. You can do this. Forget your car. Warning lights. Just keep pushing hard. In fact, push. Push, 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 push. Oh, this is the last lap. Oh, Sundin is on the last lap. Valdez is on penultimate lap. As she comes around, she's in first place. This would have been a 1-2 had we not screwed up again with a bloody pit stop. And Sundin crosses the line, claiming she's a driving genius, when we all know that she would not have won that race had Valdez been brought in on time. He ends up finishing in 7th position. Absolutely heartbroken. A 1-2 we could have had then. Well, I told you it was going to be I had a feeling it was going to be a great race. Not for that particular reason, but we had a variety of different strategies. A bit of rain, and Fox has done well. Sabado has done horrendously. Fiore's also finished outside the points. This Phoenix Knights could have really cemented themselves at the top of this constructors. Let's have a look at some of the strategies here, because this was highly interesting. Sundin did the intermediate stint, went for 2 stops on the ultra softs. Fox, a very strange strategy, maybe tried to go on an entire 1-stopper, but maybe the tyres weren't holding up or something, and she had to do a very short 2-lap stint on the ultras. Same with Marino, he couldn't quite get the tyres to the end. Almeida, 2 stopping after the wet. Tyler did make it work. 12 laps on the softs, finishing in 6th, so that's not bad. And Valdez, had we pitted a lap earlier, we wouldn't have run out of fuel, and he would have won the race. But yeah, that is a major catastrophe, and the 5th consecutive race where something has hindered him. He's going to think there's a conspiracy theory going on. Fastest lap was Molly Fox. Disappointing. But yeah. I mean, we got the sponsor bonus. So in terms of the Drivers' Championship then, Sundin extends her lead. She is on 35 points. Second place, rising through the field due to the poor performance elsewhere of her rivals, is Molly Fox for MRT. 25 points, 10 points behind Sundin. Sabado has slipped down to third with 22, Fiore with 20, and Sergio Valdez languishing with 7 points. And we've got to even hold our hands up now and say, yeah, that's not entirely his fault. Even though he's going off and recording music albums, even though he's got long, ridiculous looking hair, and even though before the start of today's session he went stock car racing, that's not entirely to blame. Constructors. MRT are in second position. Chariot Motor Group, the title favourites, are in third with 24, but 42 points and 15 ahead of their nearest rival. Top of the tree is Phoenix Knights Racing. Wow, we're losing $1 million a race. We've lost a really good sponsor before the start of this session. We lost a decent sponsor and only got a 4-star sponsor to replace it, and that's why we've just lost a chunk of money every race. So Phoenix Knights, it's like the last session. It's like the last race. Things didn't go marvellously. That's probably an understatement this time. But despite that, Sundin somehow still manages to claw us out of the mire almost single-handedly. And despite our misgivings, we A, have extended our lead in the Constructors, and B, she has extended her lead in the Drivers' Championships. So ultimately, should we be massively upset? No, but we feel for the champion, the two-time champion Valdez. We feel for him surely. Even if you don't like the man after his antics in the last season, you still got to have some compassion for him. This has been an awful season. Maybe we can get things right next time. Imagine if we had perfect strategy every race. We'd be walking this damn championship. It's only through our own blunders that we're letting our opponents have a sniff. Anyway, join me next time as we head to Yokohama in Japan, where, fingers crossed, I might not screw up, and look, we could get some rain. Happy days. So join me then. See you soon.